This whole aftermath between Coach Prime and Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. at the end of the game between Jackson State versus Alabama State for Alabama State homecoming had just gotten totally out of control. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to give you this rundown on this thing because I see something here that kind of leads me to believe there's more to go on with this than what's being told. Y'all ready for it? We're going to get into it right after this. What's your favorite coach back at it again? 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's never positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to tap on in this thing. But first, wait. We're on the road to 10K. And it's all because of you. I got to say thank you all for riding with Coach on this journey. And guess what? We're just getting started. We're just getting started. Guys, if you have not dialed in, tapped in, told a friend, went ahead, click that daggone subscribe button and get on in. What you waiting on? Listen, tell a friend of a friend of a friend of another friend to come on in. Y'all already know it ain't no positive vibes over here. We just having a good time talking about these HBCU sports. And listen, I got something I'm trying to do at 10K. I really am. I really am. But listen, it's all on you guys. Listen, we gonna rock this thing out because, like I said, man, I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart for real. But you know what? I gotta dive off into this because, boy, hey, y'all sent me some crazy daggone comments in that video when I told y'all that this game was not gonna be a blowout. But I'm gonna say that smoke for when I do that video on the post-game breakdown because I'm like, hey, I tried to explain it to everybody what was going to go on. And everything that took place yesterday just had me in a fog right now because I'm like, wait a minute, all of this for what? I'm like, there's a lot of banter and back and forth going on all the time in these daggone pressers on Monday that I don't see too many folks talking trash about whatever. Yeah, people are going to take sides as far as saying, hey, listen, you're trying to ride with Coach Prime to make him look good as far as he the one to create the situation. Then you got folks on this side say, well, you know what? Coach Eddie Rob, he was wrong. He had no business doing what he did. You know what? Hey, you know what Coach Gray do? I'm about to cut this thing right down the middle. I'm going to help y'all understand it. Because you know what? When I told everybody that 31-10, daggone, I gave y'all that 31-10 prediction. Y'all said that. But you know what? I'm going to move on from that. Because the post-game interview, not only the handshake after the game, but the post-game interview got me in a bit of an uproar. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we already know hey, listen, the cameras is watching. I say to people all the time, I even tell my kids this. I said, when you think nobody's watching you, there's always someone watching. And we already know the world was watching this go down because they sit there looking like, man, okay, we got Coach Eddie Robinson out here. We got Jackson State, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, he out here doing his thing. The team they just won, they're in the middle of the field, they're ready to shake hands. And all of a sudden, we got the hand in the chest, we got smacking the hand up and, hand up off me, so on and so forth. And I'm like, okay. Now we get to the daggone meat potatoes of this thing. Here we are. We got Coach Eddie Robinson at the podium. He ain't SWAC. I'm SWAC. I went here, but listen, bro. Okay, let me break this down. I need somebody out there to help me understand. How do you become a part of the SWAC? How? I'm trying to understand because you know what? You got some great coaches out there that are not a part of the SWAC. You got some great leaders out there that are not a part of the SWAC that are at these institutions. You got a lot of phenomenal people that's around in all of these institutions doing some great things that's in leadership roles, be it coaches, be it teachers, be it whatever. They didn't come from a SWAC school, so does that make them less than? I'm confused. I remember everybody, and this was a laughing, joking, running thing when everybody got to talking about SWAC sports. People used to tell, hey, man, you need to get your SWAC hours up, bro. You can't come over here and talk about the SWAC without your SWAC hours being up. Well, hey, please enlighten me. I'm trying to understand this right now. Give Coach some enlightenment on all of this. That's all I want to know. I ain't shooting no shots at nobody. I'm just trying to understand exactly what's going on because here's the thing. When you heard Coach Robinson say that, I'm sitting there like, whoa, okay, the passion, the force in which that came from him when he was speaking like that. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm trying to understand a few things here. What's the real deal here? And I'm gonna tell you what it is. And I asked the question because what was the real reason for the uproar? I'm gonna tell you what the real reason of the uproar was. This uproar had more to do with Alabama State alumni looking at this program, trying to understand. Okay, listen, I see you guys winning games. You brought this young man, QB Davis, quarterback Demetrius Davis. He transferred in from Auburn. He's here now playing at Alabama State University. Okay, we got us a quarterback here. We expect great things. What people are waiting to see, they're not seeing it happen in the manner which it's supposed to happen, because there's a lot of glaring things that's happening out there on the field. I'm gonna tell you a couple of them. And the thing is, when I told everybody that Jackson State won't blow out Alabama State, everybody thought I was crazy about that. And you already know, if you watched the game last year and you watched the game previously when they played in the spring, it should have gave you implications that it wasn't going to happen that way. But there's one. These are the things here that I feel that the alumni are looking at, because here you got Coach Prime that's out here doing all of these things, trying to put eyes on the SWAC football conference. It's not about one man trying to take over and do a whole bunch more than everybody else. Alumni for Alabama State, they're looking at a little bit more cluck for their buck as far as okay, what are we going to get here out of this team? Because there's a lot of glowing things that they see that's going on. Number one, you got this quarterback that came into the program, QB1, Demetrius Davis, wonderful young man, phenomenal athlete. You've heard me say that 1,000,001 times. But the problem is, this young man has not been healthy all season. He's only played one full game. Every other game, this young man is injured. Or he didn't play because he was injured. Played one full game. Now, I'm trying to understand what's going on here, because you got other quarterbacks that come into the game, and you can't say that people don't see what's going on. Mm-hmm. You bring in those other quarterbacks into the offense. When they come into the game and they run in that offense, they see how things run a little bit more fluently than what they did previously when that young man is there. That's why I'm asking the question, why was he pushed out there so quick instead of bringing him along? This young man hadn't touched the field 2 years, okay? Just being honest with you. Yeah, I'm setting the stage for everything I'm talking. I'm setting the stage for you right now on where I'm going with this, because I want you to understand where I'm getting ready to go with this. And not only that, you got other quarterbacks over there that can ball. Now, this is the trip part. When I'm sitting here looking at this offense that's being called Saturday, right? I'm looking at the offense being called. You ran the ball, totally combined. Alabama State offense only had 39 plays ran in the game. I think, was it 20 of them? 22? 23 plays that were called were rushing plays. You got 3 backs in your backfield that can tote that rock. You got daggone Dunn, Howell, and Merritt. Why aren't we utilizing these athletes? 15 rushes amongst those 3, okay? Davis himself rushed the ball 5 times. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. You already knew when I stated in the pregame video what they're going to do to him. They weren't going to give him the outside lanes. They're going to force his behind back up his side. And the crazy thing is, why I asked this question about that daggone offense, who's calling that offense? Because I don't believe it's the offensive coordinator. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because there's nowhere in the world you're going to sit here and let this kid sit there and put himself in harm's way where you don't call a protection to make sure you got protection there where you don't get smacked like you did for this young man to be out the game again. Now he's sitting out again. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Somebody please tell Coach what's happening here. Some of this stuff is not making sense. And my other question I have is, where's the quarterback coach at to help these young men get themselves in order so that they can go out there and compete on a level that they need to, having somebody that can get in their ear and let them know, hey, these are the things that you need to do. Somebody please tell me, who's the name of the quarterback coach over there? Because none of this is making sense right now. And the third thing, this is where I'm really getting ready to give you what you've been waiting to hear. I honestly believe that handshake that took place in the middle of the field, Coach Prime, I think that was a play out of Coach Prime's marketing book. Seriously. And I'm going to tell you why. You do understand that there was recruits out there that was coming to Alabama State to see what was going on against Jackson State for homecoming. Yeah, Coach Prime sat there. He boosted it up all week long. Man, I can't believe these folks, they got us coming in here to play for homecoming. Y'all make me your homecoming. Yeah. I'm y'all homecoming. Okay. That wasn't smart. Who made up this schedule for you to make Jackson State your homecoming? If I ain't saying it correctly as Coach Prime said it, I'm dag sure preface. I'm paraphrasing that, man. I'm paraphrasing everything he said like crazy. Because you know what? I'm sitting there like, you know what? Yeah, I get where he's going with that. But you know what? It was sold out. And I know y'all be like, hey, Coach, that's bull junk. Y'all out here again. Y'all trying to puff him up to make Coach Prime act like, he Moses and he ain't do nothing wrong. But you know what? Again, guys, I'm telling you this. Look at the big picture of everything that's going on, because you know what? You went out there, you got your tail handed to you. Jackson State went out there, they baptized you a little bit on both sides of the ball. Defense for Alabama State played lights out. Gotta give them that straight up and down. Because I ain't gonna say I told, I kept saying to everybody, watch what's going to happen. Again, everybody don't understand that this whole theatrical mishaps make us look bad, because we're now on the big stage. You got a lot of folks looking at everything that's going on with HBCU sports. It was so bad. You got ESPN running. Hey, look at the what's that? Look at the game. Look at Saturday's games. And the first thing you see is God doggone Coach Prime and Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. out there on the field after the game shaking hands, and you see one dago put his hand in the chest, other one slap the hand up off of him, and I'm like, what are we doing, guys? I mean, at the end of the day, ain't none of this popping off like this when you getting your teeth kicked in, losing 60 to 70 to 10, or 55 to nothing, or 45 to 3. Ain't none of that happening. Everybody trying to make sure them checks come back to their school so they can go ahead and pay them bills that they need to pay. I'm like, come on, hey, let's talk about it. Everybody want to get mad? Let's talk about it. The real is the real. And at the end of the day, I'm just saying, listen, guys, we got to do a little bit better than this. Because when I'm seeing this same type of thing happen at a youth football game that I'm coaching Saturday night, I'm sitting there looking like, are you kidding me? And I had an official tell a coach this. Hey, we can go down to the parking lot. Really? We going to the parking lot out here with some kids. So just imagine, guys. I mean, the kids sit there, they sit out there looking shook at what's going on. But just imagine what them kids that's sitting there thinking about all of this, that was there watching this daggone game and seeing everything that took place. If they didn't see it front and center, they saw it on ESPN. We got to do better than this. That's all I'm saying. But I honestly believe, me personally, I think it was more so of a ploy, trying to make sure that these kids understood and knew that they coach is going to stand for them. But you know what? You still got to address the issues with all of the cussing and swearing at the coaches and the girls over there on the sideline. I'm just saying that needs to be resolved. That ain't cool. But, hey, coach going to get off of this thing. I'm going to leave it be, and we're going to move on. Like I said, I just want to see everybody do better. Like I said, again, if we want more, we got to do better, because so many folks, they talk about how we anticipate or waiting on somebody to scribble a check to us, that don't attend or go to an HBCU. Remember this. Yeah, they might not attend or go to an HBCU, but they're willing to give us that money at cost. And the cost is they want to make sure we're going to, do what we got to do to make sure we get the check so that we can get that money in our pockets and do what needs to be done. This here was a beautiful thing. That game was sold out. So just think of the money that Alabama State got coming in from that game itself. That's all I'm talking about. When it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. This made a whole bunch of sense looking at everything that took place. You got a kid that's been put in the game too soon. He's not ready. He came in after spring ball had already started. You ingratiated him with the keys to the car, and now this young man is not able to stay out there on the field. I'm just saying, will he play next week? We shall see. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out this thing. And like I said, once again, this is no dig on no athlete. The bottom line is we gotta do better. That's all I'm saying. This could have been taken care of in the back. Y'all could have had this conversation in the back and not showed this type of situation to the masses. That's all. But Coach gonna go ahead and get up out this thing, man. I'm gone. But until next time, remember, be the one and lead.